My name is Shon-ti, Harris-Sommer. I go to UCSC, University California, Santa Cruz. And this is for class History 139, Race and Memory, taught by Professor David Palter. Um, Today's date is August 15th, 2012. And today we're here to talk about race and memory in America. And in particular, I am interviewing one person named Mike Paston, who would like to tell his experience as a Panamanian American, born in Panama. Some topics I'll go over include school, family life, culture, possible racism, monuments, tribute that he may pay to or his culture may pay to, government structures in his home country, social tensions here and there before and now, and nationality, in particular certain events that happen within his nation and what he considers to be his nation or not. So, yeah, I'd like to introduce Mike. This is Mike Paxton, formerly known as Big Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's jump to the first topic here. School. What was your schooling like as a kid? Or just growing up in school.
It
What
was
was that like?
different. I went to a private Christian school. I went to a Catholic, or not Catholic school. It was just a private Christian school, and I had to wear uniforms. So it's like definitely different. Uniforms were, I don't know. They were they both had its negatives and positives.
Were you able to connect with the students well? Other
Yeah,
students and peers?
Everyone was their own individual, you know.
What would you say would be the racial makeup of the students at the
Uh,
school?
there was a lot of whites. It was like I would say any typical school here, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So diverse.
yeah, it's diverse. There's black people. You got white people.
Okay.
There's definitely Asian.
And where was this?
Panama,
Okay. Your home
like
your
the
home
city.
country.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you didn't have any animosity. Do you have any special events that you can remember where it had a profound effect on you, in regards to racism at all, or any um, problems with ethnic problems?
Nah, not really. Well, like since I'm like half white and I could pass off, or most people pass me off as white. I didn't, but I remember one moment that I thought it was funny was well, it's not racism, but it's just like don't. I guess you shouldn't like judge someone's race by how they look. It's like I was getting. It was when I was younger. I was getting on a horse to ride it, and there was these two Mexican guys. Was like, oh, they said it in Spanish. They said, oh, get this gringo, which is kind of like, it's not a derogative word, but it's just, it could be made into a derogative word, but it's just like, get this white man on the horse. So it was, I just laughed because like I spoke Spanish and they thought I was like just fully white.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. It didn't really bother me. I just thought it was funny.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's why I never try to speak like in another language, like talk like bad about other people. You know, like some people do. Like
So
for
it
example.
affects you today is how you view others now.
No, I mean, I just think it's funny. Well, I mean, like, just like don't try. just like don't try to stereotype people, you know, like
equality, fairness is.
I mean, I wouldn't put it to that extreme, but I would say like just you know, you never know. Like this guy could be white and he could speak this language, like he could speak Spanish. So like, don't just try to talk bad about him in Spanish when you get the opportunity. Like some stuff like that, you know, like you have you ever seen that before when someone like speaks about or like you hear them talk in another language suddenly, and you're like, oh, like yeah, something like that, you know.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, there's been times where racism is affected as well, I guess.
I wouldn't really call it racism though. More like stereotyping.
Stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that definition. How about family life? How about going to school and everything, and with your family? How was everything good with your family? Like.
Yeah, I didn't know my dad. Well, now I do. Like barely though. Like I only see him like maybe once a year. But I didn't know my dad at that point.
Oh, okay.
And I lived with a single mom, but
what ethnicity was he?
He's white. My mom's full Panamanian, but my family in Panama like was definitely more important to me than it is now, because now I don't like really have a family. Like it's just my mom, because I don't really have a family here in the U.S. It's just my mom and my cousin, and like my cousin sometimes like I don't know, she's not the nicest of people, but I would consider more like now like I consider more of like my friends, like my fraternity brothers. You're like family. Like
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So with regards to your real family, were there any problems or tensions that came up being multiracial? Was that ever an issue?
Not multiracial, but I wouldn't like. There was definitely a lot of like gossip. Like I'm not to be stereotypical or anything, but it's kind of like in a lot of Latin or American like families like really important. So there tends to be like a lot of gossip, you know, that goes around the family. Like if there's an alcoholic in the family, everyone knows there's an alcoholic and who it is.
So labels. Right?
Yeah, like there's like labels.
Would you say you had a label that you?
No, I was too young at that time to really have a label.
Okay.
Cause like I left here when I was 8, so like, I was just a kid, doing kids things, you know.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Kids may not see all that what older people do.
Yeah.
Okay, and just about culture. How would you describe your culture? Like, would you identify with American culture more than your Panamanian culture, or like your native culture, or is it like?
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely do identify more with like my American culture. Like I've been living here for like longer than I lived in Panama. Like I have like more memories here. Like what I can recall from Panama is not as much. Like I definitely like identify myself more American than I am Panamanian. You know, it's I mean and I'm not gonna say like Panama is not that different from here. It's not like going here and then going to like Africa or something. Like it might be a third world country, but it like a lot of like Panama's globalized. Like I knew who Michael Jordan was. I knew who Diddy. Like I listened to like American music there was popular. You know, so, it's not like it was entirely too different from here.
American culture had a profound had a very like had a good large effect on Panamanian culture, maybe.
Yeah, definitely it did. Like, I mean, it's globalism. You know, I'm sure Panama's not the only one. And like, yeah, there was like, I mean, when America went there or U.S. went there from Noriega, so there's a lot of influence. Like a lot of the movies that you see there are movies from here. Like I saw Pokemon in Panama. You know, like. I knew what Nintendo was. I knew all that. It's like,
Hmm.
it's not that different.
Okay. So in terms of culture,
I
is there
mean,
any particular practices that you felt were different?
it is like back to that last question. It is different for people. Like it depends where you live, like in the city or in the countryside. But I guess that's anywhere, here too in America. I
Okay.
guess no, but can you repeat that last question?
Um, in terms of culture, do you find American culture and practices different than cultural practices of the nationality?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I definitely feel like the male is in Panama like is more dominant in the family. It's like that traditional role, where like usually the male is the one like working, getting the
Right.
bread, and then the wife is the one taking care of the kids, like cleaning. That's that's what I saw like in Panama more of like that. Like instead of here where like you have like like or a woman trying to like make a livings for themselves. Like over there, more it's of like a family work. Like it's both parent, you know, and like it's more. I would say family over there is much more like tight and closer, or at least from what I've witnessed here. Like if you're going through financial situations like bad, like if you have a good family, they're like more than glad to help you out. Like or at least I mean if or at least most of the families I knew like it's more close, but it's definitely more of like the typical patriarch, like the man is the dominant, you know.
Hmm. Okay. So I see that. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like I'll wrap this up for now, and we'll come back and explore some more topics. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.